Hello guys, I know it's dark in this video, please excuse that, it's nighttime, but I need to redo a couple of videos because unfortunately I made the footage and like 3 of my videos got accidentally deleted. So I'm going to do those videos over again. It's just going to be a little dark, but you can still hear me. The point is to get the message, not to see me. So what I'm going to do this video about today, the title is going to be, is it a lie or is it a different point of view? So I'm going to talk about a conversation that I recently had with my mom. I called my mom on my birthday because I really wanted to hear her voice, and I, from past situation, figured she probably wasn't going to call me. And when I called her, I think I was right because it seemed like she probably even forgot that it was my birthday that day. But to get to the point, I was having a conversation with her, and she mentioned to me that, be very grateful because it's a lot of people that's homeless, that doesn't have a place to stay, that's having a very hard time trying to find another place to stay and stuff like that. And I mentioned to her, I said, well, Mom, you might not know about this, but I actually just put up a video not too long ago about it, that I was homeless myself for about 3 or 4 days. And I was walking around University City all night to make sure I stayed safe. And she asked me, did you really need to do that? Did you really have to do that? You couldn't come to your mother? And I told her, actually, no, I couldn't, because I had already came to you twice before. The first time, I left on my own. And the second time, you told me to leave. And then that's when she started kind of going off a little bit, telling me how, yeah, of course I told you to leave because you was getting on my nerves and you was making me upset. And, just basically complaining about how she felt like I was being at that time. And she told me that she said, you can tell that story all you want, but she said to me, that's not true. And I'm like, no disrespect to my mom ever, but I know my own story. I know what I've went through and that she wasn't with me through. So I know neither she nor anybody else, respectfully, can tell me about my life and what's true and what's not true. So I just thought about when she said that I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I know I'm not lying because I know I actually experienced these situations that I'm talking about. So I know I'm not lying. But I thought about it and I'm like, you know what? Maybe she kind of to an extent feels like I'm lying because she doesn't look at things the same way that I do. That's why I named this video, is it a lie or is it simply a different perspective? Because I've come to realize that a lot of times people, think that you're lying, or people look at a situation like you're lying because they literally have a whole entirely different spectrum point of view than you have, even though it's about your life. They just have a different point of view of it. But of course, it makes sense that people are going to have a different point of view of your life because they're not living your life. Whether they're your mother, father, sister, brother, don't matter who they are, they're not living your life. So obviously, they're not going to have the first and foremost, eagle eye point of view of your life. And so when I recognized that and I thought about it, I was like, well, you know what? Now, mind you, there are some people that are complete liars. So these are not the people I'm talking about. But sometimes people aren't lying when we think that they're lying. Sometimes they just literally have a totally different perspective on whatever we're speaking about or whatever we're talking about. And because they have that different perspective, they're speaking from their perspective, which is different than yours, and you're speaking from your perspective. Does that mean anybody is lying? Absolutely not. Because everybody literally looks at the world through their own lenses. You know, you have your own pair of eyes. Everybody has their own pair of eyes. That's why, because everybody is able to look at the world through their own vision, through their own perspective, through their own experiences. And since, even though that's my mom, since my mom has not had the same experiences as me, since my mom has not lived my life, since my mom has not been around me 24/7, she's not going to have the same perspective as me. She's not going to have the same insight that I have. She's not going to have the same recognition of who I am. Because even though she's my mom and she has that special connection to me, she's not around me 24/7. So when a person's not around you 24/7, it's basically a gap there that they have to respect. That, okay, for that time frame that I'm not around you, you have to respect that my experiences are my experiences. Yes, you can have a comment. Yes, you look at that big ass rat. Yes, you can have a point of view. Y'all, I'm outside trying to get the Wi-Fi. Excuse my mouth. Trying to get the Wi-Fi from the library. That lets y'all know how serious I am about getting these YouTube videos out, getting my YouTube channel going. But I'm literally looking at a huge, long ass rat right now. Crawling around in the streets. This is crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that video to y'all attention because it was a sort of an aha moment for me when I thought about it, because I was like, I know I'm not lying. The only person that could ever make me question myself is my mom. And I'm like, I know my own experiences. I know I'm not lying. I know I have no reason to lie. I know that this is my experiences. So I'm like, why is she telling me that I'm lying? And then I just thought about it, and I was like, that's because she has a different perspective. She wasn't with you or around you when you was walking around University City all night, So it's like, no disrespect to her, but she doesn't know because she wasn't there. And that's what happens a lot of time with relationships, with family. People get so familiar with you because of their relationship with you that they don't recognize that you don't know, you weren't there. So you can tell me your point of view that you feel like it's not true, but in all actuality, does your point of view really matter when you weren't there? Not saying you don't matter as a person, but if you weren't there to actually share in the experience, what does your point of view even matter? You weren't there. So I had to share this with you guys to get you guys to understand that sometimes in certain relationships, certain people that we love and that we care about, when they look at things differently than we do, or they describe an experience differently than we do, or they don't agree with our story, don't take it personal. Don't look at it like, oh, you're trying to call me a liar, or you're trying to make me feel not confident about what I'm saying. Because sometimes maybe they not doing none of that. Sometimes maybe they just genuinely don't see it the way you see it. And a lot of times that's because they weren't there. And if they were there, they don't see it the way you see it. That's 9 times out of 10 just because they ain't you. So even if a person is there with you, they may not have the same perspective as you. And that's another thing. But that's another video for another time. So I hope and pray that I was able to cover all avenues of details for this video, because like I told y'all earlier, this is my second recording of this video. I was so upset that I lost those videos because I really went into detail with how I spoke about it. And at that time when I made that video, the conversation was actually a lot more fresh. So I feel like that video was probably a lot more better. But guys, I got out here to the library so that I can record this video and upload it so that you guys can see it. So y'all know, gosh, she got to be serious about this channel, because she having bad internet service and all kinds of stuff, and it's still not stopping her. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? So with that being said, like, comment, share, and subscribe to help me to be able to gain more traction with my YouTube channel. And I appreciate you guys for watching, taking time out of your busy schedule to see what's going on in my life. And I would greatly appreciate positive comments, some pick-me-up words of encouragement, because sometimes, y'all, it's really hard trying to maintain, keeping up and getting this YouTube channel at a flow where I can really be very proud of myself and really see the product of my work. I'm really starting to see my website, my different ways of being able to purchase my products and my services come together. And I mean, honestly, you have to be proud of yourself when you know that not only are you doing everything that you can to improve your life, your lifestyle, your circumstances, the situation, but you really have to be proud of yourself that you're pressing on no matter what complications come your way, no matter what situations come your way, no matter what issues, you keep pressing, you keep going, you keep doing it. And I am so appreciative to the ancestors for giving me that oomph about myself, that I can keep going, even though sometimes I feel like stopping, sometimes I feel discouraged, sometimes I feel like I'm not getting enough support that I deserve to get from people that is supposed to be my people. But at the end of the day, I don't take it seriously anymore, and I do the best that I can to make sure that I put my best foot forward in everything that I do now. And that's why I really had to say, I'm very proud of myself, because man, so many people around me, so many people that I grew up with, so many people that I just came across in life give up so easily. Or they might not even give up easily, but they might, a certain number of things happen, they give up. And I'm like, I don't have it in me to give up. I don't. I don't want to give up, because I know that I'm a person that deserves for somebody to stay focused on seriously trying to achieve the goal and not give up. So therefore, since I know I deserve for somebody to not give up on me, why would I give up on myself? So that's why I have come to the realization that no, you don't give up on yourself. If you need to slow down, you slow down. If you need to secure yourself a lot better, then you do that. If you need to connect with a lot, different people or different vibe, then do that. But you never give up on yourself, because when you give up on yourself, then you can't be mad at the world if they give up on you. You know what I'm saying? You give up on yourself, who you gonna be mad at? You, because you did it. So that's why I'm just very proud of myself, despite the complications, despite me making mistakes, human error, slip of the hand, deleting stuff, and I wasn't even trying to delete it, and I'm sitting there trying to find out how to get my videos that was accidentally deleted out of my cloud. I have no idea how to do it. It's crazy. But regardless of all of this, I'm just very proud of myself that I'm sticking to it, and I'm not letting no complications and no issues stop me. And that, really solidifies for me that that's why I know that I'm gonna make it, because I'm one of those type of people that's different than most people that never do make it, because I'm never gonna stop until there's no more breath left in my body. Then I have to stop. But other than that, I'm going to do everything that I can possibly do to make sure that I put myself in a better position in life, instead of constantly doing what I'm seeing a lot of other people do, which I used to do myself, which is complain a lot about stuff that I didn't like, and be real bitchy about it, excuse my mouth. And then I had to stop and realize, wait, why are you complaining? Why are you bitching? And you're not actually doing anything to fix the problem. And then that's when I had to recognize these are your problems. You might not have caused them, because truly speaking, especially about my life, is a lot of stuff in my life that I did not cause. But regardless of that, being an adult now, I still am responsible for fixing it. And us as adults, that's what we have to really truly realize about ourselves and about life. You might not be responsible. Sometimes you are, but sometimes you might not be responsible for the complications, the BS, the craziness that you go through in life. But you are responsible for fixing yourself. You are responsible for taking responsibility for your behavior. You are responsible for not expecting everybody to act like they're walking on eggshells when they're around you and give you excuses to be a toxic, messed up, negative person that gives everybody bad energy because you're always negative, you're always complaining, you're always, seem like you don't have nothing to be grateful about. Like, I have come to the understanding that it's better for you to be mad grateful and thankful as opposed to being like complaining all the time and finding something to complain about all the time. Do the opposite. Like, that's what I've learned how to do on my own. I've learned how to do the opposite of complaining. When I start feeling like complaining, a lot of times what I work on myself to do is to start saying, you know what, God, I'm thankful. You know what, ancestors, I'm very appreciative. I'm appreciative of life. I'm appreciative of health, of strength, of, activity of my limbs, being able to walk, being able to talk, being able to move, being able to breathe, the things that people take so lightly. Like, I'm grateful. I'm thankful. I'm grateful and thankful that the buildings around my city and my country are not falling on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grateful and thankful that the world is still standing and that God is still in control, and that even though it's a lot of crazy foolishness going on in the world, at the end of the day, it's not too much crazy foolishness going on that you cannot recognize where you are blessed at. I'm very blessed. I still have my mother alive and well. I'm so appreciative of that I can call her and I can, talk to her. That's why when my birthday came, like, that's one of the major things that I wanted to do is talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I'm realizing the older I get, the more that people that I love and care about are passing away. I'm like, we gotta appreciate everybody and everything we have. Because the day is going to come when they ain't even got it no more. Is that going to be the only time you appreciate it? Is the only time you're going to be able to appreciate the act that you can walk, talk, and breathe? Is the only time that you're going to be able to appreciate that is when you can't no more? And then we want to know why God, allows us and has us go through so much trials and tribulations, because He wants y'all to pay attention to the fact that you got to be grateful. You can have everything in the world, and if you're not grateful, everything will be taken from you. Because God wants you to recognize that you have to appreciate what you have, or you're not going to get any more. And people that are parents should understand that more than anything, because isn't that the way you treat your kids? When your children act like they're not appreciative, when your children, you go above and beyond for your kids, and they act like they just don't care, like you ain't do nothing for them, what you start doing? You start taking stuff from them, right? You start, showing them that they should be more appreciative, right? That same thing God does. When He sees that we're not paying attention, when He see that we're not loving each other right, which is what's going on in the world, right? When He see that we disrespecting each other ridiculously, hating on each other ridiculously, disrespecting and putting each other down so harshly. When He sees that, He starts to say, okay, you know what? You're going to disrespect that person? I'm going to take them from you. Oh, okay, you're not going to appreciate that person? I'm going to take them from you. And then we want to get mad at God for taking it from us, like the child gets mad at the parent for taking their toy because they didn't appreciate it, instead of being mature, like adults are supposed to be, and saying, you know what? I deserve to have this taken away from me because I didn't appreciate it when I had it. Like, we really got to be grown behind adults finally and realize that, you know what? I ain't just grown because of my age, but I need to grow up in my mind. My mentality needs to grow up. And I need to have the mentality, unlike children, where I'm like, you know what, God? I understand why you took what I loved so much away from me, because I didn't love it enough to appreciate it. And then you actually start understanding life more, because you start understanding other things in life that God might take from you or might hold back from you. And you'll start getting it that, okay, I'm not really getting everything that I really want until I'm appreciative of it first. So I'm not really sure how I got from the focus that I was originally on starting this video to that. But I know that it needed to be said, because I see it's a very huge problem with people being very cranky and complaining a lot, but not showing appreciative notion for what they know they do have, what they do very easily maintain and keep, because they don't realize until they lose it that they can lose it. So y'all keep in mind, be very grateful, be very thankful, be very appreciative of everything and everyone in your life, because to be honest, you have no idea when the last time that person, you're going to be able to see them again, when the last time you're actually going to be able to talk to that person again, and be able to have the honor of them sharing their thoughts with you, because that's an honor. For certain people to share their thoughts with you, to share their desires with you, to share their mood with you, that's an honor. You should appreciate that. So Truth Tribe, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Press the button and subscribe, child. It's a lot of fun over here. All right, see you guys in the next video.